This is the story of the Kelpie, a malevolent shape-shifter born of legend and water. It is a tale soaked in tragedy, mystery, and horror, a creature that takes the form of a horse, or a human, or something in between. It is said that those who gaze into its eyes are never seen again. They are claimed, body and soul, by the Loch. But where did this tale begin? Why has the Kelpie remained one of the most enduring and terrifying legends in Scottish folklore? And, most chilling of all, could the Kelpie still be lurking beneath the water's surface, waiting? Let us dive deep into the heart of this ancient legend. In its most well-known form, the Kelpie appears as a majestic horse. Its coat is sleek and black as midnight, its eyes glint like polished obsidian, and its hooves make no sound as it walks along the banks of remote Scottish lochs. There is an aura of enchantment around it, inviting, calming, mesmerizing. But this is no ordinary steed. Those who approach, enchanted by its beauty or curious about its presence in such a remote place, may attempt to mount it. And once they do, the horror begins. The Kelpie's skin becomes adhesive. No matter how hard the rider tries, they cannot dismount. Their screams are swallowed by the wind as the creature bolts toward the water, hooves pounding the earth with unnatural force. The moment it reaches the loch, it plunges into the depths, dragging the rider beneath the surface. No body is ever recovered. The Kelpie is not always a horse. According to some accounts, it can take the form of a handsome man or woman, dripping wet and eerily alluring. Sometimes, it appears with strands of seaweed in its hair or mud on its feet, subtle signs that it does not belong to the human world. But what defines a Kelpie, above all else, is its deadly intent. It does not merely lure for sport, it hungers. The legend of the Kelpie is deeply rooted in Celtic and Scottish mythology. It is one of many water spirits believed to inhabit the rivers, lochs, and coastal inlets of the British Isles. The term Kelpie is thought to come from the Scottish Gaelic word, colpich, meaning a colt or young horse. Though the name varies by region, with similar creatures known as nixies, echuisgae, or water bulls, the essence remains the same, a deadly water entity with the power to shapeshift. In the days before modern science, water was mysterious and dangerous. People drowned frequently, especially in the unpredictable waters of Scotland's lochs. Myths like the Kelpie were born to explain these tragedies, and to warn others. Parents would tell their children, "Don't go near the water, or the Kelpie will get you." Over time, these stories took on layers of religious, cultural, and psychological meaning. They weren't just about water safety, they were about respect for nature, distrust of strangers, and fear of the unknown. The Kelpie doesn't kill arbitrarily. In many stories, it targets those who are alone, vulnerable, or greedy. There's a famous tale from the shores of Loch Garve, where 10 children were playing near the water. A black horse approached, and one by one, they climbed on its back. Strangely, the horse seemed to stretch, growing longer with each rider, until all 10 were seated. The youngest child, suspicious, merely touched the Kelpie's mane. Immediately, his hand became stuck. He pulled with all his might, and in a flash of agony, he tore off his own fingers and escaped. The others were not so lucky. The Kelpie surged into the water and disappeared. The boy lived, but his hand was forever maimed, a grim reminder of what lurked beneath the water's surface. Some believe that the Kelpie's true form is unknowable. Others say it has no true form, that it is a spirit of the water itself, able to mold its body to whatever shape will best lure its next victim. In human form, the Kelpie may appear as a tall, pale stranger with haunting eyes. Sometimes it pretends to be a lost traveler, soaked from head to toe, begging for help. Sometimes it seduces, other times it simply waits. But always, there is one giveaway, a trace of waterweed clinging to the hair. A glimmer of the monstrous in the eyes. A local tale from the River Spey tells of a woman who met a man on the road. He was charming, handsome, but strange. She offered him food and shelter. That night, he sat by the fire without ever blinking. As the flames crackled, A drop of water fell from his hair. Then another, then another. She ran. By morning, he was gone, and so was her dog. Drag marks led to the river. In some rare stories, it is said that a Kelpie can be captured, even tamed, but only under very specific conditions. If one can place an iron bridle over the Kelpie's head, the creature is bound by mortal laws and can be commanded. But this is not without risk. The Kelpie will obey, yes, but it will also plot its revenge. It will serve its master with cold fury in its heart. And when the bridle is removed, its wrath is terrible. A Highland legend speaks of a blacksmith who captured a Kelpie this way. He forced it to plough his fields, haul stones, even guard his home. But one day, he grew careless. He left the bridle off for just a moment. The Kelpie tore him limb from limb. His body was never found, only a trail of blood leading to the loch. Across Scotland, almost every major loch has its Kelpie tale. Loch Ness is famously home to Nessie, but before Nessie, locals feared the Kelpie. Loch Earn, Loch Mora, Loch Orr, and Loch Lomond all have stories of mysterious horses near the water. In Glen Etive, travelers claim to have seen hoofprints leading into the water, but never out. In Aberdeen, a priest claimed to banish a Kelpie using scripture and a silver cross. The creature screamed as it vanished beneath the waves. Even today, some people refuse to swim in certain lochs after dark. Whether out of tradition or genuine fear, the legend endures. In Falkirk, two massive sculptures tower above the landscape, 30 meters tall, gleaming silver horse heads known as the Kelpies. These modern monuments honor Scotland's industrial past, and its mythical one. In literature, too, the Kelpie has reappeared. In poems by Scottish bards. In modern fantasy novels. In horror films and paranormal documentaries. Children still learn about the Kelpie in school. Artists paint it. Tour guides speak its name in hushed tones. The Kelpie has become a symbol, not just of death and danger, but of mystery and power. Set in 1467, on the banks of Loch Avich. A small village is plagued by disappearances. Each full moon, someone vanishes, always near the loch. A warrior named Duncan returns home from war to find his sister taken. He vows to hunt the beast. With the help of an old seer, he forges an iron bridle engraved with ancient runes. He waits by the water as the full moon rises. A horse appears. It's larger than any he's seen. Its mane glows like wet silk. He lunges, and after a furious battle, he binds it. It transforms, writhing into the form of a woman, then a beast, then smoke. But the bridle holds. The creature screams. Duncan rides the Kelpie into the loch, not to drown, but to seal it. He chants the ancient blessing, and the waters churn. Then, silence. The Kelpie is gone. For now, deep water currents can pull swimmers under, mimicking a sudden disappearance. Cold shock causes heart failure in seconds. Misidentified animals, large eels, horses, or even logs, spark the tales. Hallucinations, grief, and the power of folklore shaped memory into myth. But despite these explanations, the legend persists. Because at its heart, the Kelpie is not about facts, it is about fear. The Kelpie is more than just a monster. It is a mirror, reflecting our fear of what lies beneath the surface. It is the whisper in the reeds, the shimmer just below the waterline, the feeling that something is watching. So the next time you find yourself near a loch, and you see a lone horse standing silent by the water's edge, think twice before you approach. Because legends don't survive for centuries unless something keeps them alive.